my number 2, right back. Out you go with the green bib, and you'll be operating in between the blue cones. Joe in between the blue, a couple of metres behind. Mickey C, you're a left footer, I think. Yeah, grab that green one over there. And the target man. Dave. Far out. I've called everyone the wrong name today. Anyway, rightio. So what I do now need is, a 3 and a 4 for the Blues, and a 6 and an 8, and a 3 and a 4 for the Whites, and a 6 and an 8. Let's go. So Joey out the square, Taylor, Dave out, and Mickey, cameraman. Okay, objective says, Sir Hunt. So you two are playing 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 3, 4, 6, 8. Okay, ball with me. Blues, you're trying to get the ball from one green end to the other green end. Right, as soon as the ball goes over there, you two, instead of being the 6 and 8, you become the 3 and 4. Right, and you come back out this way, and you become the 6 and 8. You can use any of the greens when you're in possession of the balls. The ball, greens, you can pass the green. Ready? Play. Staying here, the ball's square. Play on, Fred. Ball's out, blue ball. We're playing with green. Ball will restart with me. Ball will restart. Ball will restart from me. Blue ball, play. Yeah. Hold it. Use it again. Yeah, we went hard, yeah. 3. Right. Yes. Now, ball trying to get from one end to the other. Yeah, I'm in the line. I'm in that line. That number line. Got to go to a green to green end. Hot. Time. Yes. Keep going. Goalkeeper. The goalkeeper. So when the goalkeeper's got the ball about there, where would I want you as a result, Mickey? Where would I want you? So when our keeper's got the ball, and not necessarily there. I want you there. Rightio, 6 and 8, where do I want you? Right, have a think about, I don't want to make the ground too small. I want you up here, right, where you can possibly receive the ball. Right? So make the ground a bit higher. Okay? Rightio, let's go, Joey. Time. Let's go. Time, Bird. Time. Blue ball, let's go. Here, Beb. And again, bounce. Johnny, stay up higher. Stay up higher. Time. Leave it. Yeah, pressure on. Good ball. Get out of my line, I'm here. Good. Yes, good. Starting positions. So when you're playing the ball, I want you to get straight back into the starting position there, as the number 3 would have on this side. So it's a continuous game, right? Whilst I'm at it, if you're close to a blue cone, can you get it and take it 2 steps outwards? That way and this way. Get your shape. Good, Jeff. Good. Good. Come on, Blues. You've got to press. Press the ball. Ball's dead, have a breather, do some leg sweep later. So what was I doing? What was all of that? It's the checklist. I haven't left the checklist yet. And by me managing higher, wider, get your starting positions, what part of the checklist is that? Shape. Okay? So the boys that were playing there, I haven't started any coaching, I haven't even set a task. What was I doing during that whole period?
Hiding, learning.
Learning, yeah, maybe, but where am I? Observing. No, I wasn't observing, I was get high, get wide. What's that?
Reinforcing.
Yeah, reinforcing, no.
Influencer?
No, yeah, influencing, but there's a part of the coaching process.
Teaching.
No, not teaching, definitely not teaching anything. What am I managing? The checklist. I never left the checklist, guys. So I made the ground bigger because I didn't think it was realistic. I had a plan that I needed to make it bigger. That's the organisation. Mate, I made it bigger. Right? And then I pulled someone up and said, whenever Joey's got the ball, where do I want you? Where do I want Harry? And that's the shape. That's the shape. Only now do I feel comfortable maybe setting a bit of a task. The environment's right to start coaching. Before, mate, it was chaos. You can't teach anything if the shape's not good.
So really, this phase, you're kind of tweaking until you're really...
Until I'm happy to start coaching. In the same, I've got some hidden learning. There's a, look at that shape. There's goalkeeper centre back here. Higher got, fullback. Yeah, rightio. But I never left the checklist. Right? So let's get back into it. From one end to the other without risking possession. Can you get the ball from one green to the other without risking possession? Rightio. Blue ball, let's go. Don't risk possession. Let's go.
Look for it again, Johnny.
Good shape. Yes, early to shape. Good boy. Well done. Well done. Yeah, that's all right. Leave it. Who's ball? Touch me. That's okay. Blue ball. Good. High, Johnny. Just a bit high, Johnny.
Bring it forward.
Good. And early. Missed the wire. Bravo. Yep.
Hold it in.
Yes. Good. Shape. Good. Taylor, a bit higher. Yes, well done. Where did you see that bounce out? In the passing practice. Right? I haven't coached yet. Good, there it is again. Let's go, Whites! Okay, stop there. Rightio. So well done, Whites. You've won the ball. Rightio. So as soon as the ball goes there, what do we want to try to create? The shape. Right, so you've played it in there. There's my number 2. There's my 2. Sorry. 4, 3. Right, can you get into a passing lane a bit higher and higher? Okay, right. So get your shape and keep your position. Right, ball with me. Ready, play it out, and go. Without risking possession. Keep me.
Time, Benji. Yeah. Yeah. Go.
Don't risk it, don't risk it, early.
Patience. So keep it.
Keep the ball, keep
Right.
it.
I'll
Early.
get you.
He's getting to a passing lane.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Good. Don't risk the ball. That's a wide one, Joey. Come on, Taylor.
Right, let's go now. We're live.
Good positioning.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll cut it short. They're struggling physically. Okay, but I think we get the message though. Yeah, so in you come, keep your bibs on and take the blue cones off, please. This isn't coaching. We just let them go for a drink, and you'll be setting up for the game training, and we get straight into it. You wouldn't talk to the players, right? Okay. So what are some key things you've seen in what's called the foundation part of a session? What are some key things?
We didn't coach until you were happy with some of the checklists or most of the
Okay,
checklists.
so I think that's fundamental, critical to do. I didn't really go in and coach, right, until the checklist. I was happy with the checklist. And what were two things that I addressed?
Shape.
Shape, and what else?
The space.
And the space. Well, that's why, because I'm going through going, no, something's not working here. It looked really congested. The greens were on top of the wide players in the middle. It was all just a bit too congested. I wasn't happy that I was going to achieve what I wanted. Right, so once I was happy with that, okay, let's go back to the passing. Anything out of the passing practice?
What do you mean?
Well, what did you see in the passing practice?
Replicating the movement at the back.
Okay, so maybe replicating some movements. Bounce out. I reckon I saw someone come in a couple of times to bounce out. Come in to come out. Or bounce in to bounce out. Whatever the terminology you like. Right? So there's a few things. What about the passing practice itself? What was it?
I thought it was good. I thought it covered a
Why
lot of
did
them.
you like it?
Because in this part, obviously the positioning side of things, it had a lot of the elements of what we're trying to achieve throughout the night.
Okay, so there's a
throughout
link.
the session.
And I think that's critical.
And it was simple too. It was not too much complicated. You're gonna watch the yellow con, the blue con, the red con.
Right, yeah, and I think that's critical. And that's an Ivan thing. Unstructured passing practice. I didn't tell them what to do. I just said the ball must progress one cone. Who does all of the decisions from there? And that's me though. There's nothing to say you can't do a structured passing practice where Joey's in goals, put your centre back there, and go from there, you go there, go out there, 6, you come in below, then you play to a number 10 or a 9. You can do a structured sequence. No issues with that.
The unstructured encourages PD.
Well, it doesn't have as much. But as a coach, you might go based on the level of, you do an unstructured session with some players, it'll turn to a mess because it's all too much. Technically, tactically, too many, it's all too much for them. So you've got to manage that. Me personally, I work with good kids. I'm happy to go through what I call a bit of logistical stuff where they don't get it. But I'm patient. But I think it's unstructured passing practice. Like if we went back into that now and you guys get it and understand it, we'd be buzzing. The 6 and 8 rotating, scanning, all of that stuff.
It was good because you give us a good object at the start. You cannot have a passing, no structural passing drill if you don't give us an object. You give us a good object. So.
Okay, so he's related it to the
I think
frame.
It's important to have a good object at the start of the training.
So the frame is and the passing practice seem to be related, maybe at least the shape. Right, yeah, so I've got the shape the same, but the geography, where was it positioned? Where did I position the...
Too small at one
Okay,
stage,
so
you want to
why-
open it up?
It's okay, let's go through this. Why do you think I went that size? And why do you think I positioned it where I did?
It's a warm-up.
It's a warm-up, right? So my main objective by doing it in that shape and that size was the same players will be passing. So Rob, I'm going to pass to Rob when we do get. So we've got that. It's the same angle, all of those things. There's relationships there to this small or that big. But I was nervous to go to a bigger area because it's still warm-up. And I don't want to lose my centre back who's got to pin a 40-yard pass across there. So I made it smaller, but the relationships, the key little intricacies are there. They're there. There was a 6 and 8 coming in to bounce out. No, it's not the same scale, but I don't want the scale just now. We just want to warm up, and there was plenty of hidden learning. And I think he came in a couple of times and bounced out. I never told him. I never told him. I never coached it. And I'm starting to see I like that. I'm getting something out of my session. So I think the key thing is, tell me if I'm wrong and be honest, I think there was a link from the frame to the passing practice to the positioning game. And that link's there. Was the positioning game, did you enjoy it? It's okay. Everyone felt involved. Maybe the Blues were on top there and you might need to manage that. You know, you might want to swap, just chuck your bib on, swap bibs, you'll manage that. But I think I really got a shape out come at least from these two guys, my two centre backs, who as soon as the ball went there, even if they were here, man, they were. I want that, mate. That's pivotal. Get in here, starting positions facing forward. Right, and I got that outcome, and I got that out. Right? It's not the only way. It's one way out of hundreds of ways. Okay.
Do you think just with the positioning game, you know, one guy to another, and your centre backs become 6 and 8s?
You're saying that,
You know, so you've got a 6 and 8 who becomes a 3 and 4.
you didn't allow that, you kept them.
No, you allowed it.
I didn't.
What I can't wait for is this. 3 and 4. Just imagine Joey plays the ball straight. You've got the other guy, and you're waiting for me to get from here to over there. And then I weigh that up and I go, no, let's make it a continuous game. Because there's elements of their body positioning in particular, irrespective of it being a 3 and 4, a 6 and 8, where I like this body positioning side on facing forward. Right? Now with your team, you might have someone who's, you're starting 3 and 4, you substitute 3 and 4. You may decide to do that.
Would you have a target?
I'm not sure about the whole. I like the continuation of it. The stop start positioning game just gets boring. It's continuous.
And there was a link anyway.
Yeah, I think so. Look, like I said, it's not the way, it's the only way, and it's a valid point. You're 3 and 4, you're asking them to become 6 and 8s. But like I said, the chain in learning and the key things I want to get out, mainly around positioning, I think we're there. I could have possibly coached, I thought, the 2 and 5 a bit more in terms of getting into passing lanes. I just decided to leave.
Plus, to using all players altogether is also.
Well, everyone's getting a go. Everyone's getting a go, and I think the guys on the outside are still getting plenty of touches and repetition. You may decide to get those 4 into the middle and get the 4 whites or the 4 blues and get them out there and give them a range of. But then you might lose some positional sense for your number 2, who then goes in and plays a bit as a 3 and 6 or whatever it may be.
With an unstructured positioning. Positioning, you're talking about passing.
I don't know. In terms of unstructured.
With the positioning, as you give them the freedom to go the way they want to go, is there a chance, the passing, sorry, is there a chance that some people may not get into getting a good enough warm-up because they're only going one way only and the other ones aren't?
Could be.
So you need to step it up or step it back, yeah?
Based on the technical ability of the group, I decided to do the dynamic stretches and their condition. I decided to do a work rest with my young kids. They're doing the dynamics through the warm-up, through the passing practice, so that it just never stops. Scale, if you want a bit more. How did I get the intensity up in the passing practice?
No, changing direction.
Change it. That. What was one other?
You were just like hammering them with
Okay. So the tone of voice changed. There's a tool for you. Oh, it changes nothing. Not a lot changed. 2 things fundamentally changed. One is I've got to get this up now. Right, we're in the last 5 minutes. And I said ball speed. I'm personally obsessed with ball speed. And I think a firm ball speed psychologically is good for everyone. Forces you and your teammates to get into positioning passing lanes earlier because they've got less time. The opposition, while they're chasing, sort of shuffling across, they're busting a gut, right, to get there. And I think it's the intention. If I look at Melbourne Heart last night, it's one thing you see with teams that aren't confident, everything's a bit slow and nervy. And that's it. Whereas I like crisp passes, right? And that's how I got everyone moving quicker. Ball speed and tone of voice.